available at discounted prices. Please can be pre-booked up to 24 hours prior to departure.
The trip to India was definitely a big dream, and every step on our road was just filled with vibrance and colors, and we were constantly surrounded by the rich history and culture of the country. And throughout the months spent in India, our minds and souls also journeyed and grew with us along the way.
It's definitely really hard to sum up my experience in India. I think overall, it was a life-changing trip for me. This is really, really cool. You hear about it a lot in history books and stuff, but actually seeing it, the real, original, carvings and stuff is really cool.
It's hard to believe that all of this was carved by people, so long ago.
The artist started carving the temple, carving the mountain from front, inside. The ceiling was made first, then slowly came down, removing all the stone, the flooring was done. Then came the pillars, decoration, and so on.
It's hard to realize that there was so much going on here at one point, and here we are walking around with our cameras.
We are currently at the Taj Mahal, one of the 7 great wonders of the world. It's crazy. It's kind of weird. I still don't remember, recognize that we're in India. We're staring at the Taj Mahal. That Michigan is 16 hours away. I don't know. It's just different, but it's so much fun.
We're in Pastaper, and we got here a couple hours ago. And I think people had a lot of different conceptions about what it would be like in this village, but it's really, really nice and serene. Probably the most inspiring thing about this place is talking with the women who are working for community radio or community broadcasts, and why they feel so strongly that they need to be a voice for the community and a voice for the people who didn't have a voice before, and how they've struggled over years and years and years to have the right to do that and really make a difference in their community.
We're staying at the Ramoji Film City. They've worked so hard to get us these great sets, and they've given us so much access to props, to extras, to cameras.
We're here at the editing suites at 2 in the morning, and we've got this reserved for until 6 a.m. I think. So we have another 4 hours to kill it, and we're all just full of energy here. We're all so awake and so happy to be here right now.
So one of the assignments for, this entire Bollywood trip, and what we knew from the beginning, was that we were going to have to make a Bollywood production, a short film.
Yeah, well, at least I didn't do it.
Guys, let's do this.
Our experience producing the short film in Ramoji Film City was a rare and amazing opportunity that we wouldn't have had otherwise. From the sets to the equipment, everything made us feel closer to working on a big-scale production and helped us so much to grow professionally and personally.
A Connection is the story of an American photographer who comes to visit Hyderabad, India. During his time in India, he gets to know this girl who is a native of Hyderabad, Meera.
We're here at the mandir. It's one of the most pivotal scenes for the movie, so I'm excited to do that.
And you get to see how their friendship is forming and possibly turning into something more.
producer is a lot like being an editor at a paper, except you have a lot more responsibilities, and it was so much more disorienting for me because I don't have a background in film. So there's a lot of expectations for me to manage a film production, and I'd never been on a set before. So I think it went a little rough yesterday, but we've been working really hard to plan everything out and make sure that everyone knows what they're doing at every point in the production cycle. I think it's going really well. We set this up, and I think it's going pretty much according to schedule. We might be running a couple minutes behind, but for the most part, it seems to be going smoothly.
I think we're all growing a lot from the experience, just because we have to be on our toes and we have to plan a ton and make sure that we're all on our A game and, you know, working well together and communicating.
The film also is meant to serve as a record of our group's experiences in India.
I looked around me and everyone else had already crossed the street, and there were several cars, and it was just really scary, and I cried. But I made it. I'm alive.
For example, there's mention of like really spicy food, which a lot of group members couldn't handle.
I'm about to eat the spiciest food of my life, and I'm nervous already.
There's the Ganesha is a very strong icon in this film, which is representative of the fact that we saw Ganeshas everywhere we went, basically. So it's not only like a semi-love story, if you can even call it that. It's also a good image of what we saw, what we think India is. Not entirely, but a snapshot of it.
We're at Bharati Public School, also known as BPS, and so we just did a little trip from the school and saw all the facilities and stuff that they had. And then we had a cultural show, and all these kids and teachers performed songs, classical dances, Bollywood dances, which was really fun. And in the end, which is my favorite part, was when we all got up and all the students and teachers were all dancing in a circle.
Yeah, this was like a really, I guess, typical Indian thing, and I'm glad that everyone got to experience it.
I wish that American parties were like this. You can just dance with everyone, and it's really lighthearted and fun, and then you like good homemade food.
And my favorite part of this trip was the Bollywood dance, hands down.
We all just got to see each other in one of our most vulnerable states, I think, because you're dancing, which is kind of like awkward.
It was kind of a bonding experience for us, learning the dance and encouraging one another.
It was just a really different experience, and I'm proud of myself because I learned a totally different dance style in like one day.
But we all did really well, and I think the final product, it will be silly, but it will look really good. So we finally wrapped up the Bollywood dance, and I think we're all pretty excited about it. Kind of sad, because I feel like by the last take we all finally got it, and now we're like, okay, I can do it perfectly, and it's done.
Yes, we're gonna be dancing all over the stage, just doing the dance all over campus.
Overall, this has been like probably the best experience of my life so far, honestly.
I had a lot of favorite moments on the trip, pretty much. I have made a connection with every single person on this trip.
You know, not every day can you put yourself into, immerse yourself into a culture that is totally different than yours.
It's really empowering for me to come to India and deal with this and thrive and really enjoy it. I've never been on a study abroad before, and I've never really traveled internationally before.
I feel like I'll never get that experience anywhere else, and I'm glad that this trip really pushed me to step out of my box, step out of my comfort zone, like challenge myself.
So it gave me a lot more self-confidence that I can travel and go see the world on my own later.
One thing that I thought was really cool that personally made me grow was how much we packed into such a short amount of time.
We had just so many adventures and a lot of fun, I think. And we all learned a ton about ourselves in like India.
So instead of looking at it like I'm sad to leave India, I'm trying to focus on this being the first step to me being able to travel the world.
Just because something takes time doesn't mean it's not worthwhile, because this experience, everything has taken quite a bit of time. Transportation to get places, getting to know one another, making a film, but it's all paid off so much.
And with our journey in India coming to an end, there are so many moments that we'll never forget. So many moments that will ever be ingrained in our minds. So many faces that will ever go untouched. And so many views that we'll ever hold dear.